is that we requested ramen, and so that is what they gave us. Is that we have?
There's only so much that's open at this time of night.
Because it's so late at night that all we had. That I came in and this had 5 packets. It's a 5-packet thing, and now I can only find 3 packets. So we're gonna try to stretch this among everybody who's here who wants some. At least it's the good stuff, which is nice. So I'm gonna give you that.
Thank you.
And if you can come back with ramen for 8 people,
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
Do your best with the microwave.
Although I think we've been putting in a lot of good time, and we should have some food to celebrate.
So I did my best with what you gave me.
Yep.
I did scrounge a few extra ingredients
Look at that.
from around the office
You sure
to
did.
try and make the best of what we had.
Alrighty.
So here's what we've got.
Great.
We've got a few different kinds of ramen.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got pork original, pork shoyu, beef shoyu, chicken miso, and some chicken curry.
Great.
Various noodles,
Excellent
various
scrounging.
eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? We actually have a lot of ramen ingredients around here.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
Pick some off the trees and everything.
Right. Yeah. Get them all
So
together.
everyone feel free to grab a bowl. We don't have that many pairs of chopsticks, so you'll have to fight over the one pair that isn't this one.
So we're gonna dose ourselves out what we can with like the scoops, or can we just like should we? That's.
That one I definitely probably won't.
I'll use a scoop for that. I'm gonna try a bit of the pork original in here,
Alright, I'll go ahead.
and
Get out of the way
then
for a moment.
if I want to drag stuff off of the thing
Oh, there are forks on the
on the other side, okay,
I didn't think about that.
that's okay. I will. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I will grab.
These are nice little bowls.
Pardon me.
What?
Oh dear. We're gonna need a couple forks to free the ramen from itself.
Hashtag free the ramen.
Free the
Oh my
ramen.
god. Come on, baby. There we go.
Guess we should have put the
Put the bowl. We should have started from the other.
yeah.
A little bit of that. I'll have a piece of chashu. I'll have an egg. And then I'm gonna go the way I'm not supposed to go.
With liquids and everything.
And I'm gonna have
Yeah, open liquids.
I'm gonna grab a couple of, you're like, what is that, Beach? French fries.
Yeah, weird.
It's a very
Puts
traditional.
those in ramen.
I see you did definitely scrounge up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Noodle.
The
Yeah, the noodles are. I guess we didn't think about that to like
They need a little bit of
separate.
separating. Yeah.
Yeah.
the ramen place that we have ordered from, their chicken curry ramen they do with French fries in it.
Yeah. Full disclosure, I didn't. Yes. In case you didn't pick it up.
I wouldn't want you to have to take the fall for that, David. To be like, David wants to put French fries in people's ramen. It's like I wouldn't want.
Well,
people
no,
to do
I'd be
that.
more concerned that people would then ask me to be like, "Oh, can you just whip us up some ramen?
Yeah, here's some
Here's some
packs.
packs of instant noodles." Yeah.
A little bit more slow going.
Yeah.
Get me the egg. I don't know what all these things are. Some bamboo, sure.
Bamboo shoots. It's definitely something I'm taking.
Help.
Oh.
There we go. We got there.
It's so nice to have something to eat and just watch chat go by.
Yeah.
I can't get. I just want a little bit more.
I want an egg.
I guess we'll leave that here.
Some bamboo.
Now I have the hiccups.
I
We're
think
gonna
I
solve
might
that.
try the French fries though, like beach.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Throw it
With
in.
them soaked in the broth, it's probably pretty good.
Yeah. So I realized I stuck my fork in the broth and then was like, I'm gonna grab some French fries. I guess I'm
Chicken.
careful. I can do it without touching anything. Think of what else. I think that's good for now. It got real quiet.
Suddenly eating.
Is that from the sequel to Little Shop?
Yes.
Suddenly eating.
Egg.
Okay, let's see.
Egg. Egg. Magma. Yeah.
You are perfect. Once again.
Thank you. Bless you.
These are, I know everybody was, or several people were very excited about the eggs, and they are correct. These are very tasty.
Oh yeah, the eggs are the best part.
Whatever makes y'all happy.
They're like the, what do they call it? The, um, onsen egg?
Yep.
I think that's pork.
There's pork, and then there's pork, and then there's beef.
The other pork.
Also 2 kinds of chicken.
Chicken and other chicken.
And then there's chicken.
And then there's French fries.
You know, one of these eggs may have been stuck to the ceiling for some reason.
Hmm.
I'm not sure
Oh
why,
no,
but it seems like something I could use.
an ignoble end to stealing egg. No, it's okay. Stealing egg is protected in a hermetically sealed box. Nobody can get to stealing egg. Very tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is really good.
Yeah, each shift got one meal or a meal to eat during their shift.
I think Alpha Flight got boba.
Oh, that's solid.
I'm not. Dawnguard got waffles. That scans.
See,
Yeah.
Makes
yeah,
sense.
of course we had the problem that we had to get something that either you order at 3 o'clock in the morning, which is like 7-Eleven.
I think Dawnguard probably would have gotten waffles anyways, just so that James didn't have to pay for it.
Or something that we could reheat, which, I mean, this is probably, I'm sure this is better fresh, but it's very good for
Sorry.
eating.
It definitely helps that they package the broth separate from
Yes.
all the other ingredients. Keeps it from getting soggy.
Alright. Come on. Head out.
Okay.
Sorry if this isn't the most compelling content.
Everyone loves watching us serve ramen, I'm sure. Just gonna take the last bowl and put some aside for Gilman.
Oh. Perfect. One more.
And Chet, make sure you're getting enough to eat and hydrate too.
That's true. Ramen is eating and hydrating. It's great.
It's true. Multi-purpose food.
Bamboo shoots.
piece of beef. Sounds lovely.
Though we might want to put some music in the background, perhaps.
The people who'll be putting music in the background are eating
We're all
ramen.
eating ramen right now.
That's true.
I'll get on that in about a minute. Should I just leave this out here? Or?
Oh yeah, yeah. You can just leave that there.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's getting the noodles out is the trickiest part for sure.
All right. Oh, I'm glad, because I'm gonna probably have some more too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
It's funny,
Yeah.
haven't in the last couple of days, like the last couple of days, I haven't gotten hungry, really.
You don't
In the middle of
feel
the shift.
hungry.
But because I knew this was coming, my stomach was like,
Yeah.
let's get ready for this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because they're so good.
That's good broth.
Yeah.
I opted for the pork original. That is a. That's a nice broth.
What's the? Do we know what the calculation for fart machines is?
I don't know how they determined what a fart machine.
Fart machines to dollars? Is that the?
Yeah, but I don't know what. I haven't
just-
done the math to figure out how that works.
It's just one of the
fart
many
machine
currencies.
cost?
Yeah.
$27.99.
Well, I'm gonna have that egg right there because of course I am,
27.99.
and I'm gonna get some more noodles and stuff.
Please do.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm gonna try to. Okay, so I've had the pork original, and I'm gonna try the beef shoyu. When I think back to the trip that Heather and I took to Japan, by and large, what we were doing when we were going to eat was having like I was being like, if I'm going to put money anywhere, I want to put it to the stuff that we can bring back with us.
That makes sense.
Right. So it's like, let's, because memories and everything are important, but it's also like, that also means if we're going to spend money on food, then let's make sure that it's a special moment when we actually do have the food. And as an example, one day when we were in Okinawa, we were going to, what's the castle there? Shurijo Castle? I can't remember what castle is there again. But it was like, that was the seat of government for the king of the Ryukyu Islands for like decades until other countries said, no, you belong to us now. And so, they have a restaurant in this area. And so we were like, well, let's just go get lunch right here. And we stopped in and was like, have a seat, have some food. I opted for like this weird like Goya champuru, which is, champuru's kind of just like, hey, we fried a bunch of stuff and made a stir fry almost kind of thing. That's
Right.
not entirely accurate. But that's what I was like, I'm going to have that. Heather had something else. And was like, this is cool. We're not eating in a castle, we're eating in the tourist center. But we are eating like on site at this place. And I was like, that's a fun thing to do. But most of our other meals were, let's go to the supermarket, let's just buy a bunch of stuff that's like already been prepared, and let's just take it back and eat whatever it is that we want to have, whenever we want to have it. So more often than not, food was not like the basis of a lot of stuff that we did.
It's a little loud. Yep.
But we did think of a couple things, because like when we were in Kyoto, it's like, oh, you're in Kyoto, there's probably lots of great places to eat. It's like, yes, but
Right.
also, let's try Japanese Wendy's.
Sure.
So we
yeah.
did that. It was not great.
Sorry, not great in that it was worse than our Wendy's, or just in the expected Wendy's way?
It was in the expected Wendy's way. We were hoping it would be better, because it's kind of like, sometimes you think that, the precision and attention to detail and stuff like that, and we're just like, this is just kind of, it's a different thing that we're eating, but it is about the same part of having Wendy's at home, right?
Okay, sure.
McDonald's kind of felt the same way, except their hot
special?
Their hot pies were different.
Oh.
And they were better. I think we had like a hot strawberry sakura pie or something, and it was like,
Okay.
this is really good.
Interesting.
But like, we were like, we have to try Denny's. because they have Denny's there, and I have to know what Denny's is like. And Denny's is nothing like what Denny's is like here, which is so disappointing because you expect Moons Over Miami or Grand Slams. None of that.
Yes, but also Denny's is one of those places that I don't want to eat at unless it's 4 a.m.
Right.
So was the food better?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. But it wasn't what we wanted, but it was better.
Right. So was it 4 a.m. when
No.
you tried Japanese Denny's?
It was like noon because we're like, we got to get breakfast. And we're like, oh, Denny's is a place for breakfast.
Sure.
No,
Yeah.
it isn't. Not
Really?
in Japan, yeah.
What do they serve?
It's just all day like family restaurant food. So,
Oh,
you
so
know,
you're getting like burgers?
sandwiches and like entrees and like it just didn't really feel like where's all the stuff that we know them for, right? So I think I might have had a Clubhouse or something, and I was like, that's close, but it's not quite there. They had like the menu that was like, oh, you can get this American whatever, and it's like, why are you saying that? You're Denny's. You are like you know where we know where you come from.
We know
Why
what to expect.
yeah, but you can't get just like you can't get a Grand Slam.
Interesting. Can you get like no pancakes, no waffles?
I don't think I saw any pancakes.
No
in the
fried
menu.
eggs.
Did not see fried eggs either, actually, is a
Wow.
thing. Yeah, like just a lot of stuff that's like you expect to see this. It's like, no, it's all family restaurant fare. Like, whatever. So we went to a place called Caesarea, which is like an Italian style family restaurant thing. And both Heather and I managed to eat like a decent lunch for less than $15 together.
Awesome.
And I was just like, I don't know how
amazing.
these places stay in business, but it's just volume, I guess. I don't really get it. So yeah, mostly we didn't eat anything like fun and like stopping at random restaurants just in holes in the wall and stuff like that. So it means that we didn't do things like just like, let's try this ramen place or whatever.
Right. I mean, that unless you have a guide telling you like, hey, this ramen place is really unique or something like that, I can see that. Save your money for the experiences you know are going to be something you want to have. I'm a big fan of just eating the hotel, eating the get breakfast materials and make it in the hotel, like that sort of thing when you're traveling, because figuring out where to eat every day, especially multiple times a day, is stressful.
Yeah, it's a lot of, and you end up spending too much time thinking about, well, what if I go eat here, then am I giving up on something else?
Yeah, for sure.
What's my opportunity cost like?
Reading what they are.
Yeah, bust in here, by all means. Push me out of the way.
I need to go get a bowl.
Yes, we have run out of bowls. There are paper bowls in the kitchen.
We did.
Are there paper bowls in the kitchen, or are those the paper bowls on the shelf behind Beach that I already brought out?
What? Paper bowls.
High up
What?
or stage right?
This is great. I'm enjoying this. Ah,
Scavenger hunt.
I found them.
All right, summon
Hey,
ego. Yeah.
Bowls in here. If you can hear me on the microphone, out
We
in the
were
friend zone.
smart, and then not.
Ian told me a great thing though.
Oh, yeah?
And yeah, he was like, if you go to Japan, everybody goes to Akihabara.
Okay.
If you're a nerd, right?
Yeah, of course.
But Akihabara's very, very commercial. Which means that if you're shopping for things there, you're trying to find cheaper stuff there. There is less of a chance that you're going to find anything cheap in Akihabara.
Bowls are
Right here now.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually gonna grab a red solo.
Oh, yeah.
Beer
That'd have been
bong
good
or
too.
something.
But yeah, the fact is like, so we were walking around and looking at stuff. We're just like, man, why do all the cheap electronic, like the used electronics, why do they all like? We were gonna we walked into a hard off for secondhand electronics, and they had a broken new 3DS XL for I think it was $250.
A broken one.
Wait, no,
Sorry, what?
$150 for the broken one.
Still.
A working one was $300. Yeah.
Can't you?
That's Canadian, by the
Can't
way.
you just buy those though?
You
Like-
can't find them anywhere anymore.
Really?
Right. Like it's
Yeah.
just really hard to do. And I was like, so they have a broken one for $150, and they don't have anything on it to say, like they're just like, we've tried turning it on, it doesn't turn on, or the screen is cracked, or like that kind of thing, and that's
It's
it.
just broken.
Yeah, and you have no idea of like how deep does the damage go, because they will be like, this thing doesn't power on, or this has a broken screen, and that's kind of it. But you're like, that's all I know. You guys didn't actually tear it to pieces. So if I buy
Right.
this thing, it might turn out that it's actually incredibly broken.
And you've just wasted $150.
Yeah, that I won't be able to like recover by doing a bunch of stuff. And yeah, so we just kind of felt like there isn't a lot here that's cheap. And then Ian had told us before we left, he's like, hey, if you get an opportunity, don't go to Akihabara to be buying a bunch of stuff like that. You should be going to Nakano Broadway.
Oh.
And
I've never heard of this place.
I had
The
never
new
heard of it either.
Akihabara?
Sorry?
It's the new Akihabara?
It is the new Akihabara. It's in the sense that it's like everything's cheaper there. Everything's kind of like it's not as like cleaned up and very touristy or whatever. There are still things to find there, but it's I think mostly just because it's cheaper to rent the place out. And there's just a big Nakano Broadway. When you get off at Nakano, is it the station called that? When you get off there at the station or whatever, you walk through a shopping street for a fair distance. We ate at a katsu place there that was really good, actually. It was a nice place to eat. And then there's like a 2-story, really... Think of like the oldest mall in the town you've ever like lived in, and now make it 2 stories. Like it's just run down, right?
I can picture this.
Yeah, there's also a basement too. And then fill it with stores floor to ceiling and like, shoulder to shoulder, just full of random crap.
Oh.
Just like if you want to buy Mandarake has 8 stores in this one place, and all they do is buy and sell used stuff. And they've divided each store up into, do you like figurines? That is in this store down the way,
so
whatever.
They have multiple stores, and each one is for a specific type of interest.
They even have one storefront that all they do is they wrap and ship stuff. You can stand there wrapping and shipping things.
It's a postal, like a courier store, basically.
The whole idea is like you buy and sell your stuff online, and so they have like a bunch of different mandarakes all around like Japan, and depending on where you're getting it from, they can ship stuff to you. And so they're like, well, if you're getting it from Nakano Broadway, we have 8 different stores here that are all different genres of gear, so we will just let you we have to have a place to pack and ship this stuff, so we just rented another storefront just to do all the packing and shipping in. It was very weird.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so Heather and I went there and we walked around. I'm like, I am blown away at the sheer amount of just random stores full of stuff. And you're walking around, you're like, oh, it's a bunch of cheap anime, whatever, right? It's a bunch of stuffies or a bunch of like Studio Ghibli stuff. And then right next to it is a store that is selling multi-$1,000 jewelry to people. And there's a store beside that that's doing real estate deals for whatever reason. And then there's 3 more stores in a row that are doing just random anime things. It's very peculiar.
I mean, that's kind of what you want if you're going to go explore in Japan, I think. Yeah!
It was really
Sounds
fun.
great.
We couldn't stay the whole day because we were just kind of like, I don't know what we're looking at, and eventually you get to a point where you're like, I'm tired of walking around just looking for things, like doing the...
Right.
So you have to kind of stop eventually, but...
You eventually need to sit
kind of
somewhere and
overload.
wait a bit.
Yeah. You get overloaded with it, and you really do have to be like, we need to get out of here and not be doing stuff. And I know that if I'd gone by myself, I probably would just push myself incredibly hard, just be like, I'm constantly looking for deals. But the thing that I realized after this trip, because you can go find all the places, Mandarake, Lashing Bang, there's like a whole bunch of places online that sell used stuff. People bought a thing and then they don't want it, right? So they sell it back, or they went to the gacha machines, or they went to the UFO catchers and they bought a bunch of things,
Right.
and they sell back what they don't want. So everything's practically brand new or is completely brand new. They sell it to these secondhand stores, and the secondhand stores pump the price a little bit, still cheap.
Sure.
And then you can just buy that stuff online and have it shipped. And I'm like, I had some stuff shipped to Fuji because he's there, right? So I shipped some stuff to where he was. He's like, I'll receive your stuff for you. I ordered some stuff that I didn't realize how big it was. Oops. Yeah. I got something that's about, it was only half the size of Harry. But
nothing.
Yeah, nothing at all.
Easy to store.
Thing was big, and so he received it for me gladly, but he's like, BJ, you gonna be able to bring this back? I'm like, yes, I have to now. We'll buy a big bag.
Yeah.
But it made me realize, I'm like, maybe what we do the next time we go, which will not be once a decade, but the next time we go, I'm gonna figure out the things that I'm interested in buying. Then I'm going to go online and find them in the stores that they have them in, all secondhand, if that's going to be how it is. And then I'm just going to buy them and have them shipped to the hotel that we're staying at.
That makes sense.
For the end of the tour.
Right. So you don't have to wander around with bags of stuff.
Yeah. What that means then is it's like we don't have to also spend our time going and looking and shopping for stuff all the time.
Right.
We can turn around and be like, what do we actually want to do with our time here? How easily do we want to take it, and where do we want to end up going and doing stuff?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Is it still more efficient to do that rather than to get it shipped to Canada? Like
Yes, because I can bring stuff home in my bag.
Right.
I can throw away all my clothing and pack my bag full of stuff.
I mean, you're naked on the plane, but you have to. Sometimes you have to make some sacrifices.
You just wear a towel, right? That's you have the modesty towel.
They have, apparently there are services in Japan that if you're going to go stay at, like, a place, you can opt to ship all your stuff there ahead of time. And then they'll come, the rules apparently, it's like, oh, I want to send all my luggage ahead of me.
Right.
So they'll come and they'll pick up all your luggage from you, and they'll take it to your hotel. So when you show up at your hotel you're going to stay at, you didn't have to take all that on the train or do anything else. They'll just have it waiting for you when you get there. And if you're going multiple places, then you just kind of set that up with a hotel in advance to be like, you know, and then I'm going to just drop it down here, and you just mail it off to my next hotel for me, and then when I get there, it'll all be there. And it's like $20-25 to do that.
Yeah, that really ties into what we were talking about a couple nights ago, where you can just pay a little bit more for a lot of convenience sometimes. Yeah. You just realize that, you know what? No, I don't have to tough this all out.
Yeah, I don't have to roll all this crap through the middle of the, you know, I get scared because I'm like, I don't want to accidentally lose my stuff, but I'm like,
Right, of course.
you know, it is like, if I just give it to somebody and they take it to the next location.
I feel like if there's one place that I would trust that they're going to be able to transport my stuff from one place to another successfully without breaking it, it's Japan.
Yeah, me too. I wouldn't even trust here in Canada.
No, absolutely not. Looking at how the airlines treat luggage and the shipping companies treat luggage and or packages and all that, nope. But yeah, no, that's awesome. I have not made it to Japan. I definitely want to, but I mean, it's one of those things that there's so much to see there. I mean, for me personally, like, I want to see some of the car culture in Japan.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
go
yeah.
see Daikoku parking lot and some of the, you know, the two-gay roads and that sort of thing. But that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Going to see places where people actually race and stuff too.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the car culture, like in terms of the attractions for that. So I think that's really cool. That oh yeah, these are the places I want to go. Do they exist at least out in like the outskirts of places as well? Like, can you kind of spread your or you be like mostly have to hang out around Tokyo?
A lot of it is around Tokyo, I think, but
Okay.
the racetracks aren't necessarily.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah, like Daikoku parking lot is in the middle of kind of the Wangan roads.
Yeah.
The big parking lot there,
Okay.
which is where all the like huge car meets and stuff happen, from what
Right.
I've heard. But yeah, I think the rest of it is kind of spread out around the place. The two-gay roads are all in the hills, right?
Right.
And of course, they cater to all the weebs coming from out of country that want to drive, you know, an RX-7 on the two-gay roads or whatever.
That's true. Yeah.
They will rent you one to drive. So.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to be like, and they'll put you in the car and they'll drive.
No,
you.
they will rent you one to drive.
Nice.
Yeah. But
I've only driven on the wrong side of the road one time, and it was in Australia. And
I have also driven in Australia.
Yeah. And I just kind of was like, oh, I have to practice this.
We're sneaking up on that.
Oh, yeah.
450, less than $900.
I'm looking forward to them reaching 950 so I can finally, or 850 so I can finally stop eating. That was the agreement, right?
Yeah, you have to keep eating ramen until we hit 850.
Mm-hmm.
Donations just stop.
For you.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm having a good time.
So do you have a favorite so far?
Yeah, that's true.
Have you tried all of them?
I have.
You've got the most balanced. I don't think any of the rest of us have had a bit of each.
Mm-hmm.
I've had two. Yeah, but
Are you allowed to mix the broths?
Yeah, if you want to.
Make
Is
like
that-
super broth.
In it, after a fashion, like, so I went to the Ramen Museum in Japan.
okay.
You should go there.
All right.
You should go there. It's in
I'm
Shin Yokohama.
Okay.
So it's easy to find Yokohama. That's right near Tokyo. So anyway, but I was like, I need to go to the Shin Yokohama Ramen Museum. I have video of it. In fact, I can show you a video later.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get you guys the video to show you this in Desert Bus, so we're not going to worry about that. But it's really cool. They have it's in the basement of what looks like a parking garage. So
Okay.
you go in, and all the first floor is like normal kind of museum-ish. We're going to show you what ramen is and what that kind of thing. On the main floor as well, they have the gift shop, and they like kind of like stuff in multiple languages, so you can kind of read along. It's not very big on there. There's a hallway you can walk through to go to the other side where the ramen lab is, and in the ramen lab, you can order on your smartphone a custom take-home bowl of instant ramen.
Okay.
Or what they do is they assemble it in a big. They're inside of a big glass cube, and their ramen scientists are basically putting like the freeze-dried ramen brick into a bowl, and then they're adding all of your toppings and everything that you want to have on top of it. Some toppings come in like sealed in plastic because they're like, well, you can't have that out or otherwise it'll go bad.
Right.
And then they put in like the flavoring packets and stuff like that, and then they seal the top. And when they do this, they have a printer that can print custom images on the top of the ramen for you. So if you come prepared, you can have like a photo of yourself, or you can. But they have a lot of like standard stuff as well. We opted not to because we're like, we don't know how we're going to be running around the rest of the time where we're here, and we don't want to like ruin this. And we kind of like, you get this now and you can eat it tomorrow kind of thing, because it's instant, but it's also like, and we can't bring it home on the plane, so we didn't opt for that.
I want you to like make the order on your phone. It sends in, and the person in the glass cube or whatever looks at the order and just looks at you and goes, "No,
No, not this, not this one.
So, do they have really weird things that you can add to their ramen?
No,
Like,
it's
what
all
kind of
pretty
options?
normal. Like it's
Yeah.
like if you want to have, I think they have tenkatsu, like the like tempura bits and stuff like
Okay,
that.
yeah.
And they have benishoga, which is this stuff, which is the pickled red ginger bits, which are not sweet like the gari is that you get with your sushi. This is a little more spicy. It's really good though. And like, do you want chopped up green onions, and do you want like any of the stuff that's kind of out here, freeze dried corn, or do you want like I think they do menma as well, so you can get like you can get actual fresh bamboo cut up, but in a plastic bag that's sealed.
Right.
And then I think you can even get like chashu pork and stuff like that thrown in
Okay.
as well. Again, things that would be sealed up and not go bad on you. They'll be in a bag so you can throw them in there, but not freeze dried pork. Like this is apparently still fresh, I think. It's really interesting to see that. The reason why it's a museum, though, is you walk down to the first basement level, and as you do, you'll pass a huge lineup of bowls for everybody who has ever been in the Ramen Museum. There's not people who visited. I mean, the stores that have a residency in the Ramen Museum, because when you get down to the first level,
Yeah.
the entire place is a Showa-era Japanese street.
Oh.
2 levels. So you walk around the basement 1, and you can go down to basement 2, and on basement 1 and basement 2, there are 8 different restaurants that have residencies there, and they change all the time. And they give you a pamphlet that explains all of the restaurants, all the flavors, all the things you can have. You can go to each one and you buy so you get in for $4.50 essentially, right, to get in.
Okay.
But you buy your ramen at each place. So Heather and I, we got there, and I'm like, this is awesome. We're going to have tiny little tasting bowls of ramen is what I'm going to go for. Little $5 bowls of ramen everywhere we go. So you're like, well, it's $8 for a small. Okay, fine. Well, we'll have $8 wherever we go. So then they give us a bowl, like a big bowl full of, not this size. They give us a proper size bowl of ramen as a small. And then the guy next to me comes in, and he was a regular. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So
you went out
Yeah,
like
you're
a
not going
little
to go
bit
to
at
each
each place.
No.
for that amount of
So
ramen.
we stopped at one place and we had some Hakata tonkotsu ramen, which is delicious. Tonkotsu ramen is one of my favorite. Lots of oil in the Hakata version. And then, and we ate there, and it was like, that's fun. And now we are full.
Right, you can't try all the other ones.
So we walked back to the hotel. We got our things stamped. We went back to the hotel. We just hung out until I was hungry again. I'm like, "Are you hungry again?" She's like, "Yeah." I says, "Well, it is about 5. Let's go back to the museum." So we went back to the museum.
Can you get back in with your same
Yes,
entry?
once it's stamped, you can get back in.
Is it like particularly historical ramen recipes?
It is, because each of these places, because every restaurant in Japan is big on this, they're all known for something, that kind of idea, right? And so the people who get to run their restaurants within the museum are notable for some reason.
Right.
And the first time we went in, we just kind of picked one at random and like, we'll have this one here. I wanted to go to the Okinawa soba place, because Okinawa soba is kind of technically ramen, but they don't call it that, and there's a whole thing about that I'm not going to get into. But when we came back, I was like, well, where else can we go? She's like, well, let's just pick a place, like, let's find a place to eat. I'm like, well, I want to try something different, but, you know, not the same thing again. And we picked a place that had been running for about 100 years.
Okay.
Something like that, right? Like just 75 years, whatever it was. It's been around forever. The recipe has just kind of always been around this way. And so we went there and we ate that. Really good ramen. Really different flavor. More soy sauce based.
Yeah,
a little bit,
okay.
right? So like that's kind of cool. We had that. Again, we had a small. Not small. We had this, right? So I'm like, okay, so we had that. It was $8 a piece. And we came out. And then we played some of the games that they had, because they had people down there who were like a guy dressed up as a Showa-era cop and a guy who was dressed as like a peddler, and he was like, oh, come play the arcade games, right? So we played the arcade games, which are like, you shoot a ball, like a ping pong ball style thing, up along a board that has a bunch of other holes in it, and it ping pongs its way down and might land in a hole. And what you want to do
Is this a historical arcade game?
It was from the 1960s or so, before they had like video games. They had this thing where the ball would roll in, and you get a certain number of balls, and you have to make them land in to make them line up into like rows or columns.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So I didn't win. Somebody before me did pretty good. I did not do well at all. I thought I could do good. I'm like, this will be great. Yeah, whatever. So we left. 7:30 rolls around, and I'm like, last call is 8, and I can eat a little bit more. And Heather's like, okay, but if we do, we're not eating ramen for the rest of the trip. And I said, deal, because I'm done.
Yeah.
And so we went back, and we went to a third place. And what was interesting about theirs, if I remember the story correctly, is that the guy who ran the restaurant, he retired about a decade ago.
Okay.
And so some people from the Ramen Museum, I think, had gone and visited him and said, hey, you had a really unique recipe. We want to capture that, and we want to help people remember it. Would you be willing to teach your recipe, even though you're retired, teach your recipe to new people, and we will only open the restaurant in the museum, and we'll run it for a certain amount of time. And so everyone can try your recipe that has essentially been like lost for a certain amount of years now.
So you say retired. Is this one of those Japanese things where he retired at like 85?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was probably like 70 years old or something. He's like, I'm done doing this. So they came and it's like, but if you teach these young guys to make it, and he's like, okay, but, you know, just there. So this was like exclusive to the museum. You could go there and eat for as long as they were willing to keep running the restaurant out of the museum, and at some point that will go away, and that recipe might even go away on its own.
And then the people who had been taught it by this guy will then be walled into
Yes, interred
into the museum.
Yeah, it's a fascinating thing. One of the restaurants, I don't know if we ate this one or not, can't remember, but it was one where it was like literally the recipe had been lost for 35 years. And then somebody said, oh, wait, no, we can dig that back up. And they figured out how to make the recipe again. Oh. And then people have been like, yeah, that reminds me, or that seems the right wing, or whatever. And then they started making it again at this place. But some places only have, like some of the stores there only stick around for a few years. And then because they have a home base elsewhere.
Right.
So they have the home restaurant that's operating, and they had their little one in the museum. And at some point it's like, okay, but we're done doing that now, so come out.
Yeah, we've done our advertising campaign, basically.
And so, yeah, ramen shops from all over Japan, but also Hollywood, California, and Toronto, Ontario, have opened a place there as well. So that was really interesting to see that there was a Canadian representation there.
I'm curious what the reception among the Japanese
Was it like maple ramen?
Yeah, Toronto ramen.
I don't know what
makes
they
it
did.
special.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. And it was like a place that I mentioned to somebody once, and they're like, oh, I've heard of that place in Toronto. Yeah. So they just, I think you get some notoriety, and it's like, oh, we should bring them in and see how they do it in another part of the country. Because like Okinawa, bringing in Okinawa soba to the Ramen Museum, it's like, oh, that's not ramen. It's like, yeah, but when you see it, you realize that it's not soba, it's not buckwheat, it is based on wheat flour, but it is done in a slightly different way, and therefore, okay, Okinawa, the people who make Okinawa soba had a big fight with
I'm not getting into it.
Japan's mainland, and they said, we should be allowed to call it this, and they're like, you can't call it soba because the people who make soba, they say it has to be from buckwheat. They're like, we're not calling it soba, we're calling it Okinawa soba, and like, you can't do that. It's like, well, this is part of our heritage because we don't have buckwheat down here. We never have. We're making soba, but we're making it with wheat flour, so it's more like wheat flour ramen noodles. I'm probably screwing up a bit of the story, and they had a fight for years with the Japanese government or somebody, like some sort of department about it, and eventually they got a stamp being like, you know what, this is a heritage item. You guys are allowed to do this and make it and call it Okinawa soba, despite the fact that it's not buckwheat soba. We'll allow you to do that. And so having them come to the Ramen Museum, like, that's even more throwing it up in the air. So,
Some
anyway.
people, I'm sure, were very angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you first start, we're talking about going to the Ramen Museum. The first thing I imagined was like historical, like, oh, this is the like dregs of the ramen bowl that Nobunaga ate.
Right. Yeah.
It's just like a ramen bowl that like hasn't been cleaned.
The ramen is apparently not that old. It's 1800s.
Oh, really?
I didn't realize that, yeah. There have always been noodle dishes for like years and years and years, but the idea of making ramen the way it's made, where you can say this is the first like emergence of this as a foodstuff, as like a thing combined together in this way, dates back into the 1800s. And mostly what that was is people are coming home from work and they need to have something to eat and they don't know where to stop off to get it, so they stop at these little roadside whatevers and they're just getting a bowl of broth with some noodles thrown in it and that's it.
Right.
Right.
It's sort of the equivalent of like a stew or something.
So what is the, you mentioned that the soba is not ramen. So we've got so many different types of ramen broth. You can get thick or thin noodles, whatever. So what's the defining characteristic that makes ramen ramen?
To my understanding, it's like if it is noodles that are made from wheat flour, I don't think they have to be alkaline specifically, but that it is served in a broth of some sort, because you can have salt-based broth.
Okay.
So you can have a very light tasting broth that's based on mostly like salt and kombu and stuff like that. So there has to be a broth behind it, and then the noodles go with it, and that's kind of just it. That's all you really need to do to call something
it's
ramen.
the noodles themselves plus some kind of broth.
Yeah, that's how you define ramen. Apparently, I mean, we have like you can get like frozen brick of ramen, or the freeze-dried brick of ramen or whatever, and you have it in soup, or you can have it out of soup or whatever. But
Right.
yeah, I believe you have to have it in a broth to call it ramen. So
Well, I don't know if it was because people are enjoying the ramen talk, or whether because of your threat people wanted you to stop the ramen talk. But whatever the case, we're not only past 850,000, we're up to 851,000.
that's so good.
Wow. Thank you, everybody.
All right, I'm gonna have a sip of this pork original, which is nice and creamy, which I think you guys have seen on the overhead.
Get that pork cream.
Will it cream? Yes,
It's
it will.
so good. The pork they make, because we ordered a chicken curry because they do a 2-for-1 deal on that. We tried that. I was like, this is really good. French fries is weird, but I'll have it.
Sure.
But
Honestly, the curry-soaked French fries, pretty darn good.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Let's clean all this up. I can help with the cleanup as well. And
If you'd like.
yeah, I'm more than happy to help.
We'll take all the stuff that still has some left and put it in the kitchen.
Good idea.
Boomer, I have a bowl here for you.